10 weeks I have been mocking other teams, especially Manchester United. Match week 11 changed that. The only unbeaten record in the Premier League fell to a very good West Ham side. Manchester United expectedly lost again, Chelsea dropped points at home, and Antonio Conte could not get off to a winning start at Tottenham Hotspur. But Liverpool's defeat in London was the big story of the weekend. We have Jay and Suffian to talk about the Reds' leaky defence.
Liverpool have been letting in a lot of goals recently. Despite the return of Virgil van Dijk from injury, in the last 2 games alone, 5 goals were conceded. What's happening?
Traditionally, under Klopp's playing style, the defense will work if the midfields are working really hard. So I think there's an instability of the midfield area right now due to multiple injuries. Other than Keita, and Thiago just came back. So it's kind of like, hopefully the international break will be some sort of blessing for us.
I think the injuries to midfield definitely has played a part, especially to people like injuries to people like Fabinho. Fabinho would be one of the vital cogs. When he sits in front of the defense, it definitely helps out defense in the sense of there's a bit more stability in midfield. So not having Fabinho for a bit of time, and also to a certain extent Thiago also. But I also think in terms of the central defense, right, we have to take into account that Van Dijk, Virgil and Matip were coming back from long injuries. So it was also taking some time, for them to really get back up to speed. So I think the international break comes at a pretty good timely time for us to be able to maybe get some bodies back into the midfield especially, and maybe look at how we can go moving forward to the rest of the season.
Do you think Klopp's chopping and changing between Matip and also Konate can also play a part in that?
I agree. I think with central center back partnership, right, it's always good to have that continuity in terms of it being more stable and having the understanding of a partnership and whatnot. And normally, if you look at how Klopp does it with the players that's joining, previously he's done it with Robertson. He's also done it with people like Fabinho, so where they gives them some time to bed in. Probably it would be probably be a good way of doing it with Konate too, just to slowly bed him into the defense and whatnot. But I think generally, I guess Man U Konate played quite well, and looks like he struggled a bit against Brighton. So I think he's considering he's still quite young, 22, coming to a new league and whatnot. You probably definitely need some time to adapt and to bed in, especially to the way of Liverpool playing. Important to know that Matip is also quite injury prone to a certain extent, and also Joe Gomez. So the rotation also plays quite important role just to make sure that they can last throughout the whole season.
The season that we won the Premier League, we only draw 3 games, but now we already have drew 4 games. So it's not a good sign, but hopefully it will be. Hopefully we can improve.
Is the midfield not longer offering quality protection to the back four? Do you think the loss of Jorginho Wijnaldum also plays a part in that?
Having to lose him, it's quite we need someone that can feel into his shoes.
It's just to have the energy as well. We miss the energy in the midfield of Wijnaldum, eh?
Yes, true. And his robustness, his physical presence. Like when we have this tendency of when you play against a physical opponent, a really tough opponent, you always lose on the physical side when it comes to tackling the ball in the midfield, and that's how we lose it. It shows in the Brighton game as well.
Attacking wise, we have no problem, but conceding 2 or 3 goals in at least 4 games this season, do you think the energy is missing?
I think more than anything, we miss someone who is always available, and it's not so injury prone. If you look at our midfield right now, a lot of them are quite injury prone, and there's always someone that be unavailable at certain point. But with Gini, he really gets injured. So we would need someone like Jay mentioned, who's robust, it's a little bit more built on the physical side. But I think on the flip side, with Genie leaving, it also helps with the development of players like Curtis Jones and with Harvey Elliott and whatnot to be able to have more minutes into the first 11 and what. Maybe in the summer we could look at signing someone to beef up that midfield. Someone that's a little bit more robust, a little bit more of a box to box midfielder. Yeah, that can save.
Yeah, Naby Keita, he's been improving, but he does not have that same thing that Wijnaldum gives you.
I think the problem with Keita has always been whenever he starts to perform and starts to play well in a few games, he always gets injured again.
Mm-hmm.
As we've seen it happen again this season. It's kind of like a deja vu with him. Yeah, he's no doubt he's a really good player, and he's been playing really well, especially in the Man U game. And but he would just need to be a little bit more less injury prone to be able to withstand the demands of the EPL. So I think this is one type of player that Liverpool is currently missing right now, and also someone who would be a good cover for Fabinho, because right now we see Henderson filling in a lot in the defensive midfield role for whenever Fabinho is out, and it's not really he's doing okay in that role, but it's not really a role that would be his best position. So there'll probably be someone that could be a good cover for Fabinho too, because whenever he's out injured, I think out of all the midfielders we have, I think we suffer the most when he's out.
Do you think it's time for Tsimikas to start ahead of Robertson?
Yeah, I think Robertson would still be the first choice, but it would be good to have someone like Tsimikas, pushing him along the way, because as we could see last season, he played almost all the games, and Tsimikas is injured for most of the time, and it's good to see that this year when he's coming in, he's been able to perform and slot in straight away. Like he's always been playing in the first 11. You can see he's been performing quite well in terms of him going forward. His crossing is really good, but I think one thing that could be lacking on his side that Robbo might have a bit of an edge on is probably on the defensive side. To maybe take over from Robbo as the first 11 left back, I think maybe would require a little bit more time on that. Yeah, so we'll probably still see Robertson as the first choice left back. Yeah,
Robertson's have 8 games, 3 wins, 1 loss, 3 clean sheets. Meanwhile, Tsimikas in the 5 games, 4 wins, 0 losses, and 4 clean sheets.
Tsimikas, he's been playing like few competitions other than EPL. He plays in the League Cup, he plays in the Champions League as well. So I think it's kind of early to put a verdict that he should be the first 11, because you can see that some of the opponents, just like Atletico, he's been having some tough times in terms of getting back to his position when Atletico try to commence the counter attack. So luckily you got the central defense and the other midfields to cover for him. But I agree with Suffian. His delivery and his moving forward, running by the wing, it's really impressive as compared to last season.
West Ham, they've been pretty impressive this season. It's one of their best starts to a season. You think they could qualify for the Champions League?
It's too early to say at the moment, because the squad depth is kind of a concern right now, unless if they made some big purchase in January just to cover all the positions. I think they might have a chance, but as of now, we cannot deny they're on fire.
I think that combination between Ben Rahman and Antonio is really good. They'll probably be looking at sneaking in the 4th position right now. When we can see people like Man U and Spurs falling off a bit, but with West Ham, I've been really impressed with the central midfield partnership actually of Declan Rice and Thomas Souček. So they've been really strong in that area. But I think if there were to be any injuries to any of the key personnel like Antonio or maybe Rice or one of the centre backs or whatnot, they could suffer a bit, because in terms of the squad depth, they might not have a particular backup to be able to sustain for a prolonged challenge for the top 4. But if everyone is healthy, everyone is fit, and then they can just maintain the current form, there's no doubt they could be challenging for the top 4.
There we heard it from Jay and Suffian. Both of them have interesting views on Red's leaky defence at the moment. Meanwhile, both of them still think Robertson should be ahead of Tsimikas. There are no matches due to the international break, but when the Premier League returns next weekend, Liverpool have a chance to make it right against the in-form Arsenal. Meanwhile, Chelsea take on Leicester City. It's going to be fun, isn't it? Don't forget to respond to our social media posts and send your views to the email address provided if you'd like to feature on What's Kickin'. Till then, this is Saeed Adni, signing out.